Rhodes.
Good morning, all you money masters out there. Welcome. I'm your host, Steve Rhodes, coming to you live from the TFNN Television and Radio Network. Yes, folks, if you're listening to us out in Spokane, thanks so much for tuning in and listening on the radio. And for everyone else, hopefully you are watching us on TigerTV. You can see our charts. You can see me. You know, learning is 85% visual. That's what your brain processes. So go over to the homepage of TFNN.com. Click on the Tiger TV button, and you'll be able to see everything that I've got on my screen. I absolutely am going to teach you something. It is a terrific Tuesday. Hope you're having a great day. If we go take a look at the markets here real quickly, you got the NASDAQ futures are down about a dozen or so. You've got the Dow futures down. You've got everything is down. Gold is trading down to $2 right now. You've got silver actually is up 37 cents. You got platinum down $7. A dollar, King Dollar, is up 29 cents. And we'll go take a look at the dollar index in a bit. And what the dollar is trying to do, it's trying to punch through its B point on its ABC up. If that happens, folks, you will see some pressure on the markets all day. And I know we talk about it's all about the dollar around here. And what I've got up on my screen actually right now is the euro. And so we're going to take a look at the currency marketplace because currencies are what absolutely are moving the market. If we take a look at what else we've got out there, you've got the 10-year notes up 3 ticks. You've got copper down about let's see, where's copper? It's down to about 14 cents. Let's see what else is out there. Now, take a look around the world right now. You've got the DAX is down 67 and the FTSE down 22. So, yesterday I was talking about, we got to go to my favorite spot. Now, it's cool. This morning I was speaking with one of my clients from Australia. And he happens to live in Sydney. It's probably about 1 in the morning there right now. And, I always love speaking with my subscribers, my clients. It's so important. I really do try to make everything personal in life. And, where's my rock? And so we were really talking about what he has been doing is he's been trading currency. He's been trading the Aussie U.S. dollar, the yen, Aussie dollar, and been real successful trading currency, and was working over towards trying to trade the futures marketplace. So an absolutely great conversation, and one of his questions, now he's in bed, hopefully he's sleeping right now, maybe he's trading, who knows, and but one of the things that we were talking about this morning was he was asking me, what's my routine before I enter a trade? And my routine before I enter a trade, folks, is the same as any important decision that I make. And what I was talking about yesterday and what I always talk about, and you need to think about this as well, is how decisions absolutely shape your destiny. And you may intuitively know that. And if you intuitively know that, then when you're going to make a decision, why wouldn't you put yourself in the peak possible state that you could? And that's what we were talking about this morning. And what I have is an automatic trigger mechanism. Now, what I've always talked to you about is visualization, how important that is when you start your day off, or when you start your day off, folks, just getting out of bed, just starting life, you want to visualize what it is you want to accomplish today. When you're trading these markets, you absolutely have to be able to, I'm convinced that you absolutely have to be able to put yourself in a peak state before taking a trade. If you're doing all the work and you get to that state where you're getting ready to pull the trigger, you want to make sure that you've got clear visualization, that you are putting yourself into a peak state. And for me, what I do is I take myself, I can do it in a heartbeat, I can do it visually, I can pop it up on my screen. If you walk into my office in my home, you will see I've got pictures of this, different pictures because of the sunlight affects, this spot a little bit differently. You can see here what we've got going on is you've got the sun is setting on this image right here. Great shot. And but there's metaphors. We all are moved by metaphors in life. And this is a metaphor for me in that, I'm rock solid. And it's so important when you're trading the markets because the markets are continuously testing you. And when you are continuously being tested, I used the analogy last week about the markets are nothing but this wonderful, great ball of feminine energy. I had some cool emails over the weekend. I'm not going to go in that completely right now. And what I mean that in the most positive sense possible. The markets are always testing you. It's a game of pitch and catch. It's always a game of where there's, you can sit there idly by and watch all the prices that are thrown at you. What you want to do is you want to find a pattern that you can trade that you know has got a positive expectancy. It's got a positive outcome. You want to hopefully know what your system expectancy is on whatever it is that you're trading so that you can go ahead and fire away, so that you can pull that trigger. And most of that, folks, is about, and this holds true in every decision that you make in life, and it certainly is what you should be doing when you're trading. So we were talking about this morning, and I've talked about this aspect before, about how is it that you put yourself in a peak state of mind. And what you want to do is before you, now if we were to actually watch the show here before I come on air, what you would do is you would see me pound my fist like that. Maybe sometimes you see that happen. Now that's not a normal thing for me. When I'm walking around the office during the day here, I'm not making a decision, I'm just working. You can ask everybody here, they don't see me pound my fist. But before I come on air, I absolutely do this. And just even a touch, whatever it might be. And what that does is that immediately triggers putting myself into a peak state. Now, there are a number of moving parts there. The first moving part is my physiology. How is it I'm standing or what have you? What's my shoulders? What's my breathing pattern? And then that next thing, if you will, is, where is my focus? Well, my focus takes me right back to that spot in Lanai. I can picture myself there in a heartbeat. I can picture the road that I'm driving down as I'm coming to this spot right here. And what it does is it shifts my focus, and the metaphor there is to absolutely be rock solid. Well, you want to be rock solid. Maybe you don't really want to hear about what it is that I do to get myself into a peak state, but I believe that you do. Because if you're not following this principle, you're leaving a lot on the table. You're leaving a lot of strength on the table that you need when you're making important decisions. If you believe decisions shape your destiny, wouldn't you want to put yourself in the most peak state possible? You absolutely would. And what I want you to be able to do is I want you to be able to trigger that automatically as well. You don't need to pound your fist. It's just a matter of, what some would call making your move, if you will. And it can be just anything in life that you might have. But you want to be able to have a trigger. When we take a look at how these markets trade, when we take a look at the lunar trading system, we take a look at the phases, the lunar phases, they're acting as triggers. Many times when you are taking a look at, it doesn't matter whether you're trading Gartley's, butterflies, retracements, the Chapman wave, swing points, those are all triggers. Whether it's MACD, whether it's stochastics, you're looking for triggers. Well, if there's triggers that go on in that marketplace, you want to be able to have your own personal trigger. You want to understand what's going on in these marketplaces, no matter what it is that you trade. And the last aspect really is language. And, that's just a series of maybe positive statements or what have you. But language is, as you can see here, 55% of what gets you into a peak state is your physiology, and 38% of it, this is all tested, and they've done all kinds of testing on folks like this, whether they were conscious or unconscious, but 38% of what puts you in that peak state is visualization. Visualization. Words are the least important, but still important. It's a part of that trigger mechanism. So try it, folks. Work on that. Put yourself into a peak state. It'll make it much easier when you are trading these markets. And you want to do that because this is nothing but a bundle of wonderful feminine energy that's being thrown at us, and you've got to make a decision. The market is absolutely going to test you, and what you want to do is you want to win that test. You want to know what the market is throwing at us. So if we take a look at the euro right now, because that is the biggest part of King Dollar. So what's going on with the Queen, if we will, and we'll go over and take a look at the Great British Pound. So we'll go see what's going on with the Queen, but let's go take a look at what's going on with the euro. And what the euro is doing right now, the euro is trying to break its B point on an ABC down. And what we're taking a look at here, folks, if you take a look at the euro, even just going back here to the May time frame, and May 2nd was when we made our highs in the marketplace here. If you take a look at from the May 4th time frame down, what you can see is we continue to make a series of lower highs. And when you make lower highs, folks, and you're also making a series of lower lows, when you make lower highs and lower lows, the trend is telling you it's going down. That is a bearish move inside the marketplace. Even if you're in a bull market, you're going to have phases, if you will. And I'm not saying that this is a bull market. What I am trying to say is you can look at any chart. You don't have to have any charting skills. Look to see if your peaks, if your highs are making lower highs on a move down, or are they making higher highs on a move up? And on the low side, are they continuing to make lower lows? If they are, you've got some type of down channel going on here. In this case here, when we take a look at the euro, the first time that it started pulling back in this move here, because we went from a low of 131 all the way up to 142, when we take a look at that pullback was to that 0.618 area. 618 is one of those sacred Fibonacci geometric numbers that we look for. There's two others on a retracement. They're 382 and they're 0.786. You want to know those numbers because you'll see those pop up more often than not, and those are areas where you might want to put yourself into a peak state and take a trade. I personally, as opposed to just seeing a straight pullback, would prefer to see some other type of pattern in there to be able to pull a trigger. So what does the euro do? It comes back to that 0.618 area, which in this case here, if you're watching on TigerTV, you know is where my cursor is at. It's in the 136 area. It stops there. Now it came in there with a wide range bar. This is a real telling sign to you because you came into it with a wide range bar. You did that on November 9th. Still came down to that 0.618 area, stopped, and backed up. Now, if I take my retracement tool here, I'm going to go ahead up. Just lost the name on there. I'm going to take the retracement tool from the high, which was on October 27th, to the low that it actually made on November 10th. What you'll see now on the way back up, what it did was it came up to that 0.382 area. Came up to that 0.382 area and basically stopped, which was in the 137 area. Now it's continuing to move down. This looks like it's making, just on even the shorter term time frame here, this looks like it's making an ABC down. And an ABC down, folks, where you only retrace to a 0.382, that is a powerful ABC down because it is like the rubber band is going around your finger. You were tightening that rubber band, and when you only backed off to the 0.382 and then you let it go, you've got a lot of energy coming out of there, and you will typically make more than a 1-to-1, A to B equals C to D. You'll typically make a 1 to 1.272, which would take the euro down to the 128 area. That makes absolute sense. Why? Because you'd have a move going back to January of 2011. Folks, you got the Dow futures down about 67, 70. You've got NASDAQ futures down 11. We come right back. We'll go around the world, see what's going on. 877-927-6648.
X-Story Gold Mines, an NYSE Amex-listed company trading under the symbol XG, is slated to be the newest gold-silver producer in Argentina. X-Story is forecast to produce more than $250 million in bullion annually, beginning in 2013, at a cash cost of less than $200 for each ounce of gold produced. That forecast will make X-Story one of the highest margin operators in South America and a sector leader in the mining industry. X-Story has $50 million in its treasury, having spent over $60 million to date on drilling and engineering. The ultimate size of its Argentina discovery could be determined by year-end, as results from the 6 drills operating at the site are fully assessed. To find out more about X-Story Gold Mines and their exciting growth potential, click on their banner on the front page of TFNN.com or check them out on the NYSE Amex under the symbol XG.
TFNN is proud to bring you the cutting edge of newsletters. Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Ken is a top-down investor who lets price and volume in the major stock indices tell him when to be in the market and when to be out. By using his unique blend of fundamental and technical analysis, Ken will protect your hard-earned capital while realizing breakout gains. Go to TFNN.com today. Click Investments Newsletters and get Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks free for 2 weeks.
Looking for some extra cash to help pay off some of your bills? Let Tiger Metal Exchange convert your unwanted jewelry to cash. We pay out 80% of the market price for gold. Our payouts are the highest in the industry, more than double our largest competitors. And we've created the safest, easiest, and most straightforward process for converting your jewelry to cash. Log on to TigerMetalExchange.com and get your free scale, your free eye loop, and get the cash you deserve now. We provide a free online calculator that converts your jewelry to cash at up-to-the-minute spot prices. We insure your items for up to $75,000 per shipment free of charge. We videotape the entire valuation process so that you can view it online. You can call us toll-free at 866-618-8888 or log on to TigerMetalExchange.com. Let Tiger Metal Exchange put more cash in your pocket without ever leaving the comfort of your home. Join the list of thousands of satisfied customers and go to TigerMetalExchange.com. It's the only click you need to make.
Are
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's new trading newsletter, Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind. In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the forex market, and more. And you'll get the Technical Corner segment, which is a short but powerful weekly training session on trading. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you just the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind absolutely free for 2 weeks. Go to tfnn.com and click on the free trial link at the top of the page. That's an $85 value, yours free when you register right now. Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind and get the edge you've been looking for.
Give the gift of silver. This holiday season, TFNN and Great Panther Silver want to give you the gift of silver. From now until December 30th, TFNN will hold a drawing once a day, 5 days a week, business days only, and one lucky entrant will receive one of these beautiful coins that we will mail to whomever you desire. Winning one of these extraordinary coins could not be easier. There's no contest and no gimmicks, just a simple drawing, allowing you to give the gift of silver this holiday season. Go to the front page of TFNN.com for details. This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Don't forget, you can test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
It absolutely is, folks. Welcome back, 877-927-6648. Thanks so much for joining me this morning. Hope you're having a great morning. Now, I was just checking through my emails during the break and had this nice email here from David. Said, your newsletters are fantastic. Steve, just wanted to compliment you on your newsletters. They're loaded with awesome information, and it's obvious you put a lot of time into them, and I just wanted to mention that your hard work is much appreciated. I also love the fact that you put them out well before the open, because I drop my son off at the bus and he doesn't get in front of his computer then back till about 9:30, so he's got the ability to check out the newsletter. And I try to get my newsletters out by about 7:30, 7:45. Actually, when the markets aren't so volatile, the newsletter's actually ready by midnight, maybe 11, I hope, but it's usually ready to go by midnight. But these markets are so volatile that sometimes I want to, add something else that's going on in the marketplace, maybe some commentary, and just add another quick chart or something like that. And, folks, if you haven't tried my newsletter out, you absolutely should. And one of the reasons is that, if you're a person that believes that the lunar aspects have an impact on the market, or if you're a person that believes that the astro aspects have an impact on the market, then you absolutely want to go check out the newsletter that I had up on Sunday. And it's pretty easy. Just go over to the website, sign up for my service. You can try it out for 30 days. And one of the things that I've done there is I've given you the roadmap to the next year ahead, if you will, with regard to the important planetary index dates. And you want to be able to have those on your calendar. And, so go over, check out the newsletter. Ton of information that's out there. This is one chart that I did go ahead and post out this morning, as an addition to everything else that I did in the service. And what I've got up on my screen here is the NASDAQ futures contract. And what you can see here, folks, is that we are in an absolute sideways move up towards the top of the range of the NASDAQ. Now, what you'll see up here, and it may be a little bit difficult to read, but these yellow things here, I'll just describe them to you. It's just really identifying, for my newsletter subscribers so they can see what is actually happening up at the top of this pattern. And what you'll see, what those yellow boxes are, and the arrows pointing down, are bearish engulfing candles. And you really want to understand candle formations because it's a way of the market communicating to you what's going on. Now, the last time that you had a bearish engulfing candle was right here back when the market was making its high back in July on this chart that we're looking at, as it was making its high back in July 27th, July 26th. And you can see we had that bearish engulfing pattern, and the market moved down. It moved down real quickly. Didn't take but a week before it moved down to some lows coming into the August 9th time frame. Now, Up near the top, what we've got, and it doesn't move along exactly. So you got a bearish engulfing candle. If you're taking a look at the futures contract, you've got one on October 17th. You've got another one on October 25th. You've got another one on October 31st. You've got another one on November 9th. Folks, I actually can't remember, and I look at a lot of charts. I can't remember seeing so many bearish engulfings up at the top. And I know that that is really strong resistance right now. You know, the market continues to try to get up there. It's really strong resistance. And what you'll notice is each of these bearish engulfing patterns, you know, and especially the last one from the, what day, November the 9th, you've got a wide range bar. It's telling you, it's communicating to us, no way, Jose. It doesn't want to bust through there. And if it can't bust them up, what's it do? That's right, it busts them down. Now, this is a very cool chart because we looked at this chart, I know, months ago, not months ago, but a period of time ago, as it was forming on October 4th. What the NASDAQ was doing was giving us a big clue. Well, if the NASDAQ was giving us a big clue on the way down with this Gartley buy pattern, sort of makes sense that maybe the NASDAQ is giving us a big clue as we're up at the tops. But led us up, maybe, and it can't lead us up. Will it lead us down? Something to think about. Now, what it also did here, and I help you understand that when you have these Gartley patterns, there's really a couple different things. And I was talking about this with the Rosh from Sydney this morning when we were talking about it, and how I trade Gartleys. What I've communicated to you is what you'll typically see is a Gartley do at least a 0.382 retracement from its A to D point. In this case here, that 0.382 would have been at the 2149 level. Now, what I explained to Arash when I'm trading these patterns here is I watch what the candles look like as you're coming into the retracement areas, as you're coming into the 382, as you're coming into the 0.618 area. And in this case here, as you came to the 0.382, you were coming in with a vengeance. You were coming in with a wide range bar. In fact, you got through there no problem. When it backed off. It didn't even retrace back below that 0.382. It used that as kind of a trampoline effect to make its move up. And when it got to that 0.618, it busted through 618 and 786 with a wide range bar. That set up the new A to B equals C to D, which is exactly what it did, up at that 2395. 877-927-6648. We get back, we'll go see how these markets are going to open.
Hi, folks. This is Tom O'Brien. If you want to get great trade setups in the equity as well as the option market, come over to TFNN.com and test drive my daily newsletter, Market Insights, for 2 weeks absolutely free. Each trade setup comes with a profit projection as well as stop placement. Included in Market Insights is a Twitter alert service. This allows you to take advantage of intraday setups. Volatility is back in the markets. What does that mean to you? To me, it spells short-term opportunity each and every day. The days of trending up on lighter volume are gone. We have come off the highs with volume across the globe. Don't get caught in a complacency trap. Many of the indices have given back 2 months of trading in 1 week. We have a trader's market. You can take advantage of this trader's market by test driving my daily newsletter, Market Insights, free for 2 weeks. Market Insights will give you the edge you're looking for in the markets. Go to TFNN.com, under newsletter, hit the Market Insight tab for your 2-week free test drive right here, right now.
Homeowners, did you know a burglar could break into your home and get away in just 5 minutes? A locked door may not be enough to keep a thief out of your home. Think about what you can lose, and then think about this. Now you can get a free security system monitored by ADT, the leader in home security. Pick up your phone now and get free hardware, free medical and fire alert, and free activation. It's an $850 value. Just call Protect Your Home, your authorized ADT dealer, at 1-800-949-8207. You'll get 24-hour protection, and there's no cost for parts or activation. So call now about a free security system monitored by ADT. Call 1-800-949-8207. $99 installation charge. 36-month monitoring agreement at $35.99 a month. Call for terms and conditions to this offer and protect your home license numbers. Call now. 1-800-949-8207. That's 1-800-949-8207.
Did you know that the price of gold is up over 24% this year, while the GDX, the Market Vectors Gold Miners ETF, is actually down 1.4% this year? Not all gold stocks are created equal, and not all gold stocks move with the price of gold. In October, Tom O'Brien recommended a buy of FCX in his gold report, and only 6 trading days later advised his clients to close the position, profiting almost 22% in this one trade. During the same 6 trading days, the price of gold was barely up 5%. Tom O'Brien's weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, gives investors the inside edge they need to profit in this gold market. Each Monday morning, Tom issues a gold market update at around 9:30 a.m., then issues a full report each Tuesday afternoon. For as low as $75 per month, you can gain access to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report. To order your gold report with a free 30-day trial subscription, log on to TFNN.com today or call 877-518-9190.
What type of investor are you? Conservative, moderate, or aggressive? No matter your investor personality, your overall portfolio should reflect your financial goals, time horizon, and your risk tolerance. Help ensure your portfolio is appropriately invested with an asset allocation plan from Morgan Stanley Smith Barney. Simply picking the right stocks is not enough. Research has shown that choosing the right proportion of stocks, bonds, and cash is essential to the success of your long-term investments. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney believes a carefully selected portfolio can lower your volatility and increase investment return potential. Find out about what asset allocation and a Morgan Stanley Smith Barney financial advisor can do for you. Call Angelo O'Brien, financial advisor and certified financial planner of the Clearwater, Florida branch at 727-441-6108 today to discuss your personal financial needs. Asset allocation does not assure a profit or protect against loss in declining financial markets. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC. Member SIPC.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
Welcome back, folks, and we are off to the races. In the lead, you've got the Dow down about 42 points, the NASDAQ down about 9. Got the S&Ps down 4.5, small caps down 3. And what we're looking at, hopefully you're following this on TigerTV, folks. What I've got up on my screen here is the cash S&P, the SPX, and what I showed yesterday is this little triangle wedge that we've made. And this is kind of an inside triangle wedge that we've made after we busted through the resistance area, which now turned out to be support. And the resistance area was where we had 2 bearish engulfing candles on the cash S&P. The first one that we had was on September the 1st. And the market, proceeded to go ahead and make its way down to that October 4th time frame. Market moves back up. And it moves back up right, really right into the October 18th time frame, and it tests the top of that bearish support area, or resistance area. And it did also have another bearish engulfing candle on October the 17th. And both those areas really have acted as both resistance and support. It acts as support once you punch through it. In this case here, you can see how it acted as support. Once it punched through it, it came back and it tested it on the 25th and on the 26th. You can see how it tested the second bearish engulfing candle, rejected it, moved higher, moved up past this neckline area. I'm not going to go ahead and discuss that, but it moved really right up into that 17 planetary index date. That top of that area, which is October 27th, the high there, 1292.66, really important. And the reality is, folks, you want to understand where these planetary index dates fall, and certainly fall at least for the next year. You can make some pretty cool plans. You can put them on your calendar. You can put them on your reminder system. You want to make sure that you understand those dates. Now, because they are typically powerful turning points, or they're going to be continuations, and they're going to act as a support line, as tests come back there. And so you want to understand that. And we're taking a look at this triangle that we've got here. Now, my concern, if you will, and this is going to be real interesting to watch how this plays out, my concern about this triangle wedge that we've got here, this pennant, if you will, what happens is many times when you see that, they're going to go ahead and they will end up, what's the word that I'm looking for? They'll end up it's a continuation pattern. So when you see this, if this is going to break through, this should break through to the upside. But the problem is I know how strong that 17 planetary index date does. My clients, my subscribers, they know exactly how strong that date is as well. So, we'll watch how that plays out. Yesterday the volume was light. I mean, light like you'd have no idea. If we go back and we just simply continue on with it, let's take a look at the SPYs out there and see how the SPYs traded yesterday. And on the daily chart on the SPY, if you caught the show that I did the first hour with Tom yesterday, we were talking about the new program at Tiger Metal Exchange, the partner program there. And I'll talk about that when we come back, into our next break. But when we take a look at the SPYs, one of the things that I was pointing out was that the SPYs yesterday on light volume tested 3 swing points. You have a swing point out there from October 27th. You did 389 million shares. You then created another swing point. The market moved down, moved back up. When it moved back up, it created another swing point. The low on that was 125.71. On the first swing point, the low was 125.96. Now, the second time around, you had 224 million. On Friday, we had another swing point because the market moved down for a day, moved back up. Sort of volatile, wouldn't you say, or just breathing patterns, or just creating this consolidation pattern, and it moved back up, and this time moves back up with 189 million. That was going into 224, which was going into 389. Getting a pattern here? Lighter volume each time on the way up here. Take a look at the mere fact we were talking about. You can take a look at a chart and you can see if it's making lower highs. In this case here, lower high, lower high, lower high. Yesterday, you tested all 3 of those swing points on lighter volume, closed underneath it. That, folks, is a failure on both price and volume. That's something that we look at around here. Well, we're trading volatile markets. We'll see how the day is going. You got the Dow up. The market is basically flat right now. 877-927-6648. We'll be right back.
Give the gift of silver. This holiday season, TFNN and Great Panther Silver want to give you the gift of silver. From now until December 30th, TFNN will hold a drawing once a day, 5 days a week, business days only, and one lucky entrant will receive one of these beautiful coins that we will mail to whomever you desire. Winning one of these extraordinary coins could not be easier. There's no contest and no gimmicks, just a simple drawing, allowing you to give the gift of silver this holiday season. Go to the front page of TFNN.com for details.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, co-host of The Money Masters with Tom O'Brien, seen daily at TFNN.com, author of Mastering Probabilities, a daily investment and trading newsletter, and teacher of the money game. Studies show that 3 out of 5 people are afraid for their life in trading these markets, and the number one reason given is fear of loss. Look, fear stands for false evidence appearing real, and the money game proves it. Lesson number 1, don't risk more than 1% of your trading capital on any trade. Why, you ask? Because 35 trades in a row where you risk 50 cents and make $1 are all you need to double your trading capital, versus the 230 losing trades in a row you would need to bring your balance to $100. Let me teach you more about the money game risk-free for 30 days. Go to the homepage of TFNN.com and click on my name, Steve Rhodes, for your 30-day risk-free trial. You were born to be a money master, and I'll teach you how. At Tiger Metal Exchange, we pay you more for converting your jewelry to cash.
Let's go to Brian in New Jersey. Hey, Brian, what's going on?
Hey, Tom, just want to let you know I did give you some jewelry. My jeweler offered me about $650, but you get a check in the mail tomorrow for about $1,200.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, it's all about honesty when converting your jewelry to cash.
Okay, let's go to Paul in Florida first. Hey, Paul, what's going on?
I want to commend you on the Tiger Metal Exchange. I just did a deal with you guys the other day.
Oh, good.
I'm very happy.
Well, I appreciate it. Now, Did you sell us jewelry, or did you buy coins off us?
Yeah, I sold you jewelry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What we weighted at was less than you guys said, so, you're totally honest.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, we give you the tools to value your gold, and it's absolutely free. Call 866-618-8888 or log on to TigerMetalExchange.com. We've created the easiest, safest, and most honest cash for gold process. Tiger Metal Exchange. It's the only call you need to make.
Here's what people are saying about Tiger TV.
Let's go to John in Tampa. Hey, John, what's going on?
Hi, Tom. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. You having a good day out there?
A wonderful day. I love your Tiger TV. I watch it every day. I'm like a kid in a candy store.
Oh, man, I appreciate you out there watching it. How long have you been watching the Tiger TV?
I'm watching almost a month now, and it's wonderful.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Oh, yes, it's cool. You see the charts and everything. Thanks so much for the hard work.
Tiger TV, a great news service from TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by South American Silver Corporation. For more information, just click the South American Silver Corporation banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
Welcome back, folks. 877-927-6648. And got an article here on the front page of the USA Today. Kind of rings home with me. It talks about Thanksgiving store hours irksome. Folks, I would be part of the sum. I don't know how you feel about this, but, you know, they're destroying my favorite holiday. And why is it my favorite holiday? You're talking about really a day of rest, a day of family, a day of, stuffing yourself, if you will. It's not just all, day of the Detroit Lions against, I think they're playing the Packers. But really what this is all about is, it's a day for everybody. No matter who you are, no matter what you're doing, no matter, what job it is that you have. It's really a day of rest. They talk about Black Friday, right? And now it is really creeping into Black Thursday. I think if I was going to have a movement, it would be that everybody wouldn't go out to those stores, wouldn't fall into those traps. And, when I moved to, my parents moved to St. Louis back in the, I got to think about this one. I think it was back in the 70s, 80s, probably the early 80s. I was already gone from home, but I remember going back and visiting them, and on Sundays the stores were closed. The retail stores were closed, which was kind of a trip, but they had rules about this. I'd love to have a national rule against being able to even open up on Thanksgiving. It's just amazing. Anyways, the markets are very flat. What I do have up on my screen here is Apple, and what Apple is doing, folks, it's making an ABC down pattern. And what you can see yesterday, we talk about these bullish and bearish, or I speak about these bullish and bearish engulfing patterns. They're important candles to identify because what they do is they show signs of or areas of support and resistance. Now, in the case of Apple, Apple came down real hard on the 4th of October. You had 44 million shares that traded. You can see yesterday we closed inside the high of that. The high of that was 381.80. The next day was your bullish engulfing candle. So that automatically set up a support area, which was really the top of that candle to start with. And the top of that is 379.82. Yesterday you actually closed below both those areas. You closed below that at closed at 379.26. Now, closing just slightly below that doesn't give you anything, a whole lot of information. Certainly closing into that swing point, and the mere fact that you've got an A to B equals CD down, meaning you crossed a confirmed ABC pattern because you crossed the B point here, which was October 22nd or 21st. You had 22 million shares, and when you came through there with a wide range bar, 26 million shares. So you came through there with conviction, with price and volume. And so, what it wants to do is it wants to at least complete that ABC pattern down to that 370, 340. But it can't do that until it gets past this area here, until it gets past this bullish side. And if you can see it, if it can get down below that 370, 340, I think when I take a look at the last time that Apple had a island reversal, which if you go back and you look at your chart going back to February, you'll see that Apple did a 1 to 1.272 A to B equals CD down. So I think it is more likely that we'll see Apple push down in that 383 range. And what also is interesting about Apple is not only do you have this island reversal here at the top, but you've got the same formation that occurred between these three trading sessions. November 8th, you gapped up to the trading session on, so it was November 7th. You gapped up from the 7th up to the 8th, and on the 8th you gapped down and you left some space in between all of those, and you did that on the 9th, and so you've got another stranded island, if you will. We'll call it a mini island out there. So it's giving you all of the negative. It's giving us signs with regard to what's going on out in the marketplace. So let's go to Rick in Longwood. Rick, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding.
Well, good morning, Steve. Thank you for taking my call.
Hey, my pleasure. You know, you're the leadoff voice now.
Yeah. Well, you started hitting on a couple points that I'm interested in, so I got to give him a call.
Okay, great.
And then you got another point. Did you notice the abandoned babies? Sometimes that's another word for that.
Absolutely.
There's 3 in Apple.
Is there? Well, let me pull that chart back up here.
Yeah, they're 3 days.
I love when we're going to learn something.
No, it's all in the same package.
It's all in the same package. Okay, go ahead.
Now, is that more powerful than just a single?
Where's the third one? Where's the third one that you're looking at?
Let's see here. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Ringing him up.
Hey.
Switched over. Apple.
So I see the 2. I see the one that's up at the top, and but it's it's strong.
I've got it on the day before the 17th.
Day before the 17th of October.
And the 17th. And the 18th.
Let me see here. Yeah. So no, that's that island. That's what I'm calling that island reversal area. The 14th. That's right. So you got that's at the top. So you got the 14th, 17th, 19th. So you've got that one. Yep. Yeah, absolutely. So that's your first one. And then you've got this other one that I looked at last night or yesterday afternoon on the 8th. Did you say there was a third one?
Well, no. I'm counting those 3 days
as
a 3-day island on top. What my question is a 3 consecutive day island top more powerful than 1 day island top?
Well, you know what it does is it strands more passengers up there, if you will.
So it's a little more powerful.
I would say so. Yeah. I haven't done enough back testing to know whether it's more powerful or not.
Cool.
But that
makes sense.
Yeah, it does. And I'm going to clean my ears up because you probably asked that question right to begin with. And
no, you're doing fine.
You were asking, I wasn't listening. But yes, so I personally I think that it's more powerful. But the reality is, whenever you see that, even if it's 1 day, it's a major reversal pattern. And it's also a major bottoming pattern. You actually love to see that. There was a while there when the DBA, which is an ETF, they changed the components that were in there. It used to just be wheat, corn, cotton, and I think one other commodity. And that was a great vehicle to trade. Now they switched it up, and it's got a number of other elements that are inside there. But you want to be able to look for these, both at the bottoms and the tops.
Oh, big time.
Yeah.
And another question, please. When you guys talk about the volume, I use stockcharts.com.
Okay.
And when you talk about the S&P cash, for me the symbol is $SPX.
Yes.
And my volume is, for example, my yesterday's volume was 2.44 billion shares. Your volume is always less.
Tom, I believe, is, I don't recall what he's using for the volume on that. I'm not actually getting the volume here, so that's why I go to the ETFs. But stay on the line, Rick. We'll be right back, 877-927-6648.
We're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
As Tom says, go long, America. Now you can join TFNN and Barnes & Noble to keep money in your community. Purchase Tom's best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, your ultimate trading mastery system, before December 31st from your local Barnes & Noble store. And you will be given access to not just 1, but 2 exceptional archived courses. Tiger Scaling, the Tiger Butterfly, and Gartley. The Art of Timing the Trade is more than just a book. It's an educational journey that will help you understand the Wall Street greed cycle and learn how to recognize profit from genuine price moves. So, for the cost of just under $30, you will receive in excess of $300 in trading education from Tom O'Brien, TFNN, and Barnes & Noble. And you will be helping to support an important local business, your local bookstore. If you do not have a Barnes & Noble in your community, then go to your local bookstore. We'll be sure to work with them to keep your purchase local. So let's support our local businesses. Keep money in your community and get a great education. But be sure to act now, because you have until December 31st to take advantage of this opportunity. Go to the front page of TFNN.com for details.
Would you like to discover the next great tech stock? David White, TFNN's technology guru, has just launched his new newsletter, The Technology Insider. In his newsletter, David will be looking for those shining stars that may turn into the next Apple, Microsoft, or Cisco. David combines his technology background as a software programmer with his market skills as a successful professional trader to give you this unique newsletter. We're on the verge of the next great tech run. With the Technology Insider, you'll be in front of the run-up and not lagging behind. David is developing a long-term investment portfolio. Therefore, we're only offering the Technology Insider as an annual subscription with a remarkable price of only $395. That's right, for a little over $1 a day, you'll receive the fundamental technology wisdom and technical trading skills of the Technology Insider David White. What are you waiting for? Go to the front of TFNN.com, click on the link on the front page, sign up for your 2-week free trial, and become a Technology Insider today.
Put the power of the Chapman Wave methodology to work for you. No matter what market you trade, what time frame you trade in, or your trading style, the Opening Call, Basil Chapman's daily market newsletter, is bursting with the information and trades you need to become a more successful trader.
I've been using Basil Chapman's Chapman Wave methodology for several years now. His Chapman Wave can be used for any time period for not only equities, but futures, currencies, commodities. I've been also a subscriber of his Opening Call, which I find an invaluable tool to help me analyze the potential of the market each day. He gives you opportunities to go short and long. It includes recommendations on stocks. I strongly recommend people using the Chapman Wave, and I very, very strongly support the use of his Opening Call.
To find out more about Basil Chapman and his Chapman Wave methodology, and to get your 2-week free trial of the Opening Call, a $64 value, visit TFNN.com today.
Great Basin Gold is a mining company engaged in the exploration and development of 2 emerging gold properties in Nevada and South Africa with a total resource base of more than 23 million gold ounces. Great Basin's Burnstone mine in South Africa opened in February of this year with a resource of 20 million gold ounces, becoming the first mine to open in the historic Witwatersrand Basin in the last 30 years. The Burnstone mine is projected to have a 25-year mine life and is fully financed, with production anticipated to be over 250,000 ounces per year at a cash cost of only $450 per ounce. The Hollister mine in Nevada became fully integrated in the 4th quarter of 2010 with annual production estimates of 110,000 ounces of gold per year over the 8-year mine life at a cash cost of only $527 per ounce. Great Basin Gold is cash flow positive and trades on the Toronto and New York stock exchanges under the symbol GBG.
Go long, America! Purchase Tom's best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, your ultimate trading mastery system. Before December 31st, you will receive in excess of $300 in trading education.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
Welcome back, folks. You got the Dow's up 11, the S&P's up 2, NASDAQ up 6. You got the Russell is flat, and we are on the line with our man Rick from Longwood. And Rick, you were asking about the the volume when you listen to Tom's show, and he's talking about the the S&P, and you're trying to tie that into your charting system. So what Tom is using is he's using the S&P, he's using the SPX, for the price, if you will, but he's always using the NYSE, the New York Stock Exchange volume. In the S&P cash, you got all 500 stocks that are trading, and then obviously, so what he's putting together is the 2 largest trading vehicle indexes that are out there, in order to be able to have a proper reference between measuring volume between yesterday, today, price-wise, what's going on in the S&P, and I'm pretty sure that it might be somewhere in one of his chapters in the Art of Timing the Trade. So try that out with the charting software that you're using.
Okay, I'll see if I can find that in a book, because I've read it several times now, and I'll go back through it. But it's easy for me to miss.
Or maybe it might be at the seminars that he does. But I know that that's what he's doing, and he wanted you to know that as well. And so give that a shot. All righty?
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
I sure appreciate it. Did you notice on break? I noticed that all 3 of the major indexes and their associated ETFs,
yes,
are making a pennant.
Oh, are they? Okay, yeah. Pretty much they are. Yes, you're right. You're exactly right. Yeah.
We're slowly coming to a point, aren't we?
It's gonna bust one way. It's gonna bust one way or the other. And you know what is interesting is, well, look, you know the work that I did over the weekend, and in the charts, really taking a look at the longer term picture and where we're at. And so in this, and it helps to understand that, in my opinion, especially when you're in this really volatile range, if you will. And like somebody said, if you had if you had gone on vacation 3 months ago and came back yesterday or what have you, you'd only had just slight movement inside the indexes. But but it's been one heck of a roller coaster ride, hasn't it?
Oh, it sure has.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's nice to be trading, Steve.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
As opposed to investing.
I love it. I love it. Perfect. Thanks for calling. I appreciate it. Okay. Have a great day. Now,
you
folks,
too. Bye-bye.
You bet. Now, folks, real quickly, before we go to the next show, our Money Masters show, at Tiger Metal Exchange, we started a new program. It's called the Partner Program. What I want you to do is I want you to go over to the front page of to Tiger Metal Exchange, or if you're in the TFNN website, just click on the TME banner up in the right-hand corner. And what I want you to do is click on the Partner Program. Now, there's no cost to join this. This is about us being able to put money in your pocket. This is about you actually being able to help contribute to friends, families, just anybody that might be in your email system or Rolodex, because folks are out there. We know how much business we do. So we know that folks are out there all day long cashing in unwanted jewelry, flatware, whatever it might be for cash. And what we don't want people to do is we don't want people being taken advantage of. Now, for your assistance, you're going to get 5% of their payout. They're still getting a great payout. You, just for simply going and joining, becoming a partner of ours at Tiger Metal Exchange, it is real simple. You sign up, you get a double opt-in email. You all of a sudden become a member, and then all you need to do is just populate an area. There's 3 options that you have. It's all explained there. But you can populate a protected client list. Once you put an email in the system, if nobody else has that email, that becomes your client for life. And anytime those folks do business with Tiger Metal Exchange, from converting their jewelry to cash, you will get 5% of their payout. So please go check it out. It's a way of putting some good bread in your pocket, especially as we get towards the holidays. So stay tuned, folks. You got myself and Tom O'Brien coming up next, and I'll be back from 11 to 12. Victor Jones, 12 to 1. Ken Shreve, 3 to 4, and Tom, 4 to 6. Thanks for being here. See you in about 8 minutes.
Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, traders. Hi, folks. I'm your host, Steve Rhodes, and welcome back. Welcome to the Trader's Edge. I absolutely love being here with you. This is my favorite time of the day. I love Tuesdays. These are terrific Tuesdays. I get to do 3 hours today. We're going into our 3rd hour. If you're just tuning in, thanks so much for doing that. Absolutely love you being here with me, and I am really grateful for your presence here today. Now, you can watch the show live at TigerTV. All you do is go over to the TFNN homepage and click on the TigerTV button. You'll be able to catch this show live. Pretty soon, you'll be able to catch this show live on your mobile device. I know we've got that streaming on a number of different test beds, if you will, and it's very, very cool. You talk about, automation and taking things, up one more gear, one more notch. Hopefully you're trying to do that in your life. Hopefully you're trying to do that in your trading, because that's what I want to be able to do. Is I want to be able to help you find one more gear, just help you to, just punch through. So often in life, folks, when you get real close to whatever it is you're trying to, bring into your life, you'll get right there, and I just take a look at it as like planting a seed, if you will. And what we do around here at TFNN, we absolutely are planting all kinds of seeds. We want to be that little gardener. We want to help you, water that seed, help it grow. And, I always just picture, we talk about visualization. And whenever there's something that I visualize that I really want in my life, and, it's not, when the way that the universe works, it doesn't just give it to you. Typically, it doesn't just give it to you. You've got to work hard at it, right? I mean, you just take a look at your life. You're working hard at it, but just like that little plant, or whatever it is that's going to punch through, that it can crack through the earth. When we take a look at the markets that we trade, those are what we call ABC patterns. When you're punching through the B pattern, sometimes you try to punch through and it comes back down and punch through, and so I visualize that, because if you're trying to punch through in life, folks, have some visualization. The reason why is because oftentimes when you first try to punch through, you can't make it. when you're trying to visualize, it just becomes more difficult. The universe is just saying, just how bad do you want it? And you got to want it bad, folks, and you got to stay to it. You got to be that ant, where you never give up. You find a way over, find a way under, you find a way around, whatever it is you've got to do, and make sure that you put yourself in a peak state of mind when you're trying to punch through, because what we know about those ABC patterns. When you punch through, you want to punch through with conviction. But yet so many people in life, when they really get very close to the top, where they're trying to punch through, they'll give up. It's too hard, or whatever it is that might go through your mind. Yet that's where all the rewards are. All the rewards in your trading, if you do ABC patterns, folks, typically you're not picking up on the A point. You can, but typically you're not. And what you want to be able to do, all those rewards are when you've punched through that B point. We want you to be able to punch through it with some conviction. And I want you to be able to do that in life. I want you to be able to do that in trading. One of the questions that I often ask people is this. Do you believe that if you had more money in your life, that you'd be a happier person? If you were a millionaire, or maybe you're a millionaire, if you were a multimillionaire, maybe you're a multimillionaire, if you were a billionaire, whatever it is, that level, folks, that you're trying to attain, do you believe that if you attain that level, that you'd have more time? That you'd have more certainty? That you'd have more freedom? Is that what you believe in playing the money game? That's what all that is about? Folks, do you really believe that Bill Gates, that Warren Buffett, that Larry Ellison, Tiger Woods, Larry Page, Michael Bloomberg, Jeff Bezos, Michael Dell, Steve Ballmer, George Soros, Mark Zuckerberg, Carl Icahn, Oprah Winfrey, Madonna, LeBron James, Simon Cowell, Kobe Bryant, Donald Trump, do you believe that those are the happiest people on the planet, folks? Though those are folks that certainly have millions, or hundreds of millions, or billions. Do you really believe that they're the happiest people on the planet? They're not. I guarantee you, I know some of the wealthiest people out there, and they are some of the unhappiest people. Happiness, folks, is, money does not relate to happiness. Money can't buy you love, right? I love that Beatles song. The reality, folks, is that, happiness is all about becoming who it is that you want to become. I hope that that's why you tune into this show. I hope that's why you tune in to TFNN.com, because we want you to become happy with your trading. Trading is all about understanding that you're going to trade a system that has a distribution of wins and losses. If you're going to have a mindset that you have to win on every trade, then you can't play the money game. You'll play some other type of game out there, but you won't accumulate. Is accumulating wealth a good thing? No. It's a fantastic thing. It is one of the best things. It's one of the best things that you can do for yourself. If you're a provider, or you want to be a provider, you want to accumulate wealth. If you want to help others grow, and talking about, it is amazing how fast time flies. It is amazing that next week, next Thursday, 9 days from today, we're going to have Thanksgiving. Now, here's what I'd really like you to do. I would really like you to do something unconditional. I just remember that we got Thanksgiving right around the corner. I would like you to be able to do this. This is something that we have done in my family for years. Now, when my kids were in grade school, what we used to, that's a while ago. When they were in grade school, what we used to do is we used to go reach out to all of the principals, the ages of my kids. Sometimes we had multiple schools going, if you will. We used to reach out, and we would talk to the principals, the assistant principals, and we would have them give us lists of names of individuals who likely weren't going to be able to have a great Thanksgiving. They might have been dealing with some type of economic situation, and Thanksgiving was a question mark. Thanksgiving should not be a question mark for anyone out there. I hope that you can agree with me. What we would do, we would actually go out and we would buy the entire meal. We would go to the grocery store. We'd go there and we would wheel out turkeys, all kinds of butterball frozen turkeys, and all the packages of stuffing and what they needed to be able to make a pumpkin pie. And, the cranberries. I like the cranberries, in the can, if you will. I can only handle a couple slices of that, and then the rest of it gets deep sixed, if you will. But if you want to actually do it now, and we would actually deliver it. So we'd walk up to the house. It would all be packaged, and we would deliver it. There wouldn't be anything, any reference coming back to us. You dress in whatever clothes it is. You're doing this to be able to give somebody a real gift. If you want to really have some gratitude in your life, if you want to be grateful for everything that it is that you do have, and because you want more, what I want you to do, I want to hear from folks out there that have never done this before. Maybe there's some that have, and if you have, I want you to double your efforts. But this is a time, and you can just contact all kinds of church groups that are out there. There's all kinds of folks that are hurting. Doesn't matter what type of stumble that you've had. What people need is that people need somebody else to help care about them. And this is a time, coming into Thanksgiving, I want to hear from folks that have actually done this. Please, if you do this, I want to hear from you. I want to put out another challenge out there. This is not, an official TFNN program, if you will. But what I do want you to do is I want you to be a provider. I want you to be a giver. There is absolutely nothing better. I'm telling you, you will not experience anything better. And you've got to take the time. You have to go to the grocery store. You have to buy this stuff. I don't care if it's just one. Just do one, but call your local school district. It's easy to get in touch with the principals or go visit them or call a church group. Call somebody, reach out, and take a turkey dinner. So that way they can get the word out that somebody's going to bring them a meal. And make sure you deliver it and give it to them and make it unconditional. Yeah, let me tell you. I tear up just thinking about it. Just thinking about the exchange of giving them that meal and walking away and going back to your car. If you think that things aren't going so great in your life, you want to see how great things really are for you, go do that, please. Please go do that. Anyways, so let's switch gears here, if we will. If we go take a look at the markets, not a lot of activity out there. Markets have basically been trading flat for a number of days. We're in this huge sideways move, if you will. Right now, you've got the Dow's down 28 points. The composite is pretty much down a point or flat. The S&P's down 2 points. The small caps down the biggest amount, down 4 points. If we take a look at, what's moving, if you will. If I take a look at what's moving on my screen, you've got Apple up $5, up 1%. Well, I got to scan all the way down. Let's see. I don't know what is the symbol PEP. I'd have to pull that up. That is up a couple percent, 2.5 points. MasterCard is up a quarter of a point. If we take a look at what's down, you got LinkedIn. LinkedIn, I think I read an article or something, maybe it was on my phone, that who is it that's selling LinkedIn? Somebody who originally got all their shares is selling LinkedIn, and they're putting more shares out into the marketplace. I'm pretty sure that it was LinkedIn where that was going. That's trading down $5, down 6%. So we'll go take a look and see what's popping, what's dropping. Now, what I do have up on my screen, if you listened in on either of the first two shows, on the first show that I want to kick things off at 9 a.m., I was talking about the euro. And it's important to understand what's going on with the euro because it has such an impact on the U.S. dollar because it's the biggest portion of the U.S. Dollar. The second biggest portion is the Japanese yen. The third biggest portion, we talked about the Japanese yen just a bit during the show that Tom and I just did, the Money Master show. The third currency that you want to take a look at is the Great British Pound. So we want to go see what's going on over there. And what you can see, and I really want you to take a look at this on TigerTV. This is the daily chart on the Great British Pound. The reason why I want you to do that is because I talk a lot about these Fibonacci retracement and expansion numbers. And I've got a tool that shows up on my screen that automatically draws between major swing points, either a retracement level or an expansion level. And so it's real easy. It's visually, you're easily able to see this. And what happens is it helps you understand as you're trading these vehicles when you're coming into a support area or maybe when you're coming up into a resistance area, depending on which way, it's trading. And in the case of the Great British Pound, which is, is making a move south, if you will. And we'll go take a look at the weekly chart as well. But what you can see where it's trading right now is at the 158 area. It's trading at a 1.272 expansion of the swing point going from the low of November 3rd all the way up to the high of November the 8th. And you can see that the retracement so far coming back to the next swing point, which is October 21st, is at 0.707, which happens to be kind of, I'll call it an intermediary point. With the euro getting right down to the 157.84, it doesn't have that much further to go. you know, that is where I would expect you're going to see the pound have some resistance. But if it busts through that, folks, then it's going to be making a butterfly pattern. It's going to fly away. That U.S. dollar is going to go up. And so we come back, we can take a look at that, or give me a call, 877-927-6648.
As Tom says, go long America. Now you can join TFNN and Barnes & Noble to keep money in your community. Purchase Tom's best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, before December 31st from your local Barnes & Noble store. And you will be given access to not just one, but two exceptional archived courses. Tiger Scaling, the Tiger Butterfly, and Gartley. The Art of Timing the Trade is more than just a book. It's an educational journey that will help you understand the Wall Street greed cycle and learn how to recognize profit from genuine price moves. So, for the cost of just under $30, you will receive in excess of $300 in trading education from Tom O'Brien, TFNN, and Barnes & Noble. And you will be helping to support an important local business, your local bookstore. If you do not have a Barnes & Noble in your community, then go to your local bookstore. We'll be sure to work with them to keep your purchase local. So let's support our local businesses. Keep money in your community and get a great education. But be sure to act now, because you have until December 31st to take advantage of this opportunity. Go to the front page of TFNN.com for details. TFNN is proud to bring you the cutting edge of newsletters. Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Ken is a top-down investor who lets price and volume in the major stock indices tell him when to be in the market and when to be out. By using his unique blend of fundamental and technical analysis, Ken will protect your hard-earned capital while realizing breakout gains. Go to TFNN.com today. Click Investments Newsletters and get Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks free for 2 weeks.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, co-host of The Money Masters with Tom O'Brien, seen daily at TFNN.com, author of Mastering Probabilities, a daily investment and trading newsletter, and teacher of the money game. Studies show that 3 out of 5 people are afraid for their life in trading these markets, and the number one reason given is fear of loss. Look, fear stands for false evidence appearing real, and the money game proves it. Lesson number 1, don't risk more than 1% of your trading capital on any trade. Why, you ask? Because 35 trades in a row where you risk 50 cents and make $1 are all you need to double your trading capital, versus the 230 losing trades in a row you would need to bring your balance to $100. Let me teach you more about the money game risk-free for 30 days. Go to the homepage of TFNN.com and click on my name, Steve Rhodes, for your 30-day risk-free trial. You were born to be a money master, and I'll teach you how.
X-Story Gold Mines, an NYSE Amex-listed company trading under the symbol XG, is slated to be the newest gold-silver producer in Argentina. X-Story is forecast to produce more than $250 million in bullion annually, beginning in 2013, at a cash cost of less than $200 for each ounce of gold produced. That forecast will make X-Story one of the highest margin operators in South America and a sector leader in the mining industry. X-Story has $50 million in its treasury, having spent over $60 million to date on drilling and engineering. The ultimate size of its Argentina discovery could be determined by year-end, as results from the 6 drills operating at the site are fully assessed. To find out more about X-Story Gold Mines and their exciting growth potential, click on their banner on the front page of TFNN.com or check them out on the NYSE Amex under the symbol XG.
Give the gift of silver. This holiday season, TFNN and Great Panther Silver want to give you the gift of silver. From now until December 30th, TFNN will hold a drawing once a day, 5 days a week, business days only, and one lucky entrant will receive one of these beautiful coins that we will mail to whomever you desire. Winning one of these extraordinary coins could not be easier. There's no contest and no gimmicks, just a simple drawing, allowing you to give the gift of silver this holiday season. Go to the front page of TFNN.com for details. This segment is brought to you by BackTech Environmental. For more information, just click the BackTech banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
It absolutely is, folks. Welcome back. 877-927-6648. Now we got these markets moving just a tad. You got the Dow down 67, the composite down 9, the S&P's down 6, and the small caps down 4. Now let's just finish up on the Great British Pound U.S. dollar. Because, there's a longer-term pattern out here that's setting up that is an area where you'd want to mark it down, maybe on your calendar. If you're looking, for a good trade on a ETF, I don't know what ETF it is that would trade this. And I really try to recommend that folks typically don't use the ETFs to trade the currency pairs. You are so much better off just simply trading the currency pairs, especially in this day and age when what you want to be able to do is you want to have some type of certainty when you're trading, and the only real certainty that you can have out there is by using stops. And when you're trading the ETFs and you have so much activity going on, when you can't control it, if you're trading the currency pair, you got your stop in place, and only in some extraordinary circumstance, would you ever have to worry about your contract or contracts that you're trading, not being taken out. Now, on the Great British Pound, it's up against the 0.382 retracement going all the way back to that October 10th time frame. We kind of have marked October 10th, October 8th, October 9th. This depends on what vehicle it is you're trading, October 4th. Right in that time frame, those are important dates. In this case here, in the Great British Pound, it made a low of 155.2 out there. Now, the 0.786 of that move would take you right into the 154 area. And the reason where I'm going with that is what the pound is trying to do, and probably we'll get to sometime intraday here, it'll get to an area where it's making a Gartley buy pattern. That Gartley buy pattern, I gave that number out to you. Let me just pull that back up here, if you will. The Gartley buy pattern, it'll be a 0.786 Gartley buy, is at 157.84. You're trading down at 158.1 right now. So when it gets down there, what you've got is you're going to have a 0.382 retracement from that lower swing point. You're going to have a 0.786 retracement from the swing point of October the 20th, and then you're going to have a little bit over a 1.272 expansion from this B to C swing point. There you've got some real good sacred geometry coming together, and what you also have is you've got a 0.786 Gartley. When a 786 Gartley fails, they typically turn into butterflies. Now, there's a smaller butterfly that's out there, but what I like to do is I like to find patterns that are coming together where you've really got, especially if you're trading currency, if you will, where you've really got the wind at your back, if you will. And in this case here, what I'm showing on my screen here is a butterfly pattern that comes together with a Gartley pattern. So the butterfly is an expansion pattern, and there I'm using the swing point going from October the 20th. And what you've got is you'd have a 2.618 expansion off of the November 3rd low all the way up to the high on November 8th. Now, I don't know if this pattern is going to play out. You would just simply watch it, but you'd want to have this notated, on your book or what have you, or your memo pad or something that you've got near your computer of your watch list, if you will. And so what you'd have is you'd have a real strong, expansive butterfly, 2.618 expansion. And you would have a 0.786 Gartley buy pattern, again, going from that low in October the 6th out here. And so, that would be a 0.786. So you talk about really having some support at your back. Not that that can't be busted, but that would be such a nice trade. There's going to be plenty of other trades in between, but, if that trade sets up, that's one that you want to take a look at. So that is on the Great British Pound. If we quickly go over and take a look at the dollar index, see what's going on with King Dollar, Tom's King Dollar, that we are all adopting around here. And right now what it's trying to do, it's trying to attack the high of the November 10th area. That high out there, folks, is 78.42. You're trading at 78.22. It's gotten to a high of 78.29. And if you can get through there with some conviction, some wide price spread, you'll see more deterioration in our marketplace. What you have to do is just simply go over and take a look at the indexes. If we take a look at the S&P cash, that'll pop up on my screen here. What you can see is we are really trading in a sideways trading range. There's no question that once we busted through the consolidation area, and we came through that consolidation area on October 21st, and then we have traded sideways, if you will, since. But what I also do is I can see where we're making higher lows and lower highs, and it's creating this triangle, this wedge, this pennant, if you will, on top of this flag. And oftentimes when you see a breakout, when you see a pattern like this, it'll break out to the upside. But in trying to break out to the upside here, it's going against a really strong planetary index date. So trying to bust through those highs from October the 27th is going to be very, very difficult. 877-927-6648. We'll be right back.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
Hi, folks. This is Tom O'Brien. If you want to get great trade setups in equity as well as the option market, come over to TFNN.com and test drive my daily newsletter, Market Insights, for 2 weeks absolutely free. Each trade setup comes with a profit projection as well as stop placement. Included in Market Insights is a Twitter alert service. This allows you to take advantage of intraday setups. Volatility is back in the markets. What does that mean to you? To me, it spells short-term opportunity each and every day. The days of trending up on lighter volume are gone. We have come off the highs with volume across the globe. Don't get caught in the complacency trap. Many of the indices have given back 2 months of trading in 1 week. We have a trader's market. You can take advantage of this trader's market by test driving my daily newsletter, Market Insights, free for 2 weeks. Market Insights will give you the edge you're looking for in the markets. Go to TFNN.com, under newsletter, hit the Market Insight tab for your 2-week free test drive right here, right now.
Did you know that the price of gold is up over 24% this year, while the GDX, the Market Vectors Gold Miners ETF, is actually down 1.4% this year? Not all gold stocks are created equal, and not all gold stocks move with the price of gold. In October, Tom O'Brien recommended a buy of FCX in his gold report, and only 6 trading days later advised his clients to close the position, profiting almost 22% in this one trade. During the same 6 trading days, the price of gold was barely up 5%. Tom O'Brien's weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, gives investors the inside edge they need to profit in this gold market. Each Monday morning, Tom issues a gold market update at around 9:30 a.m., then issues a full report each Tuesday afternoon. For as low as $75 per month, you can gain access to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report. To order your gold report with a free 30-day trial subscription, log on to TFNN.com today or call 877-518-9190.
Are your cable rates rising? Tired of being pushed around by your provider? It's time to push back. Cut the cable and get Dish Network installed with absolutely no equipment to buy. Here's the best part. Packages start at just $24.99 a month for an entire year. That's right. Call now and get Dish Network installed free. Plus your choice of HBO, Cinemax, or Stars free for 3 months. If you call in right now, Dish Network will also throw in free HD for life. PMG Dish, a Dish Network authorized retailer, is waiting for your call and can have you watching TV as soon as tomorrow. Call 800-565-8010. Imagine all your favorite movies, sports, and shows in crystal clear digital quality for far less money, and you won't have to deal with the cable company anymore. At only $24.99 per month, they're practically giving it away. Call now for full details. Call 800-565-8010. That's 800-565-8010. Again, 800-565-8010. Limited time offer, prices, packages, and programming subject to change without notice. 24-month agreement required. Cancellation fees, auto pay, and paperless billing and other restrictions apply. Call for details.
What type of investor are you? Conservative, moderate, or aggressive? No matter your investor personality, your overall portfolio should reflect your financial goals, time horizon, and your risk tolerance. Help ensure your portfolio is appropriately invested with an asset allocation plan from Morgan Stanley Smith Barney. Simply picking the right stocks is not enough. Research has shown that choosing the right proportion of stocks, bonds, and cash is essential to the success of your long-term investments. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney believes a carefully selected portfolio can lower your volatility and increase investment return potential. Find out about what asset allocation and a Morgan Stanley Smith Barney financial advisor can do for you. Call Angelo O'Brien, financial advisor and certified financial planner of the Clearwater, Florida branch at 727-441-6108 today to discuss your personal financial needs. Asset allocation does not assure a profit or protect against loss in declining financial markets. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC. Member SIPC.
This segment is brought to you by Harmony Gold. For more information, just click the Harmony Gold banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars and we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
You know, I love looking at those stars, folks, and there is no better place to look at stars than the big island in Hawaii. Absolutely wonderful place. It's where they've got observatories from all types of different countries out there. And what's cool about the Big Island, and they are into their stars, folks, they actually, the lights that you use outside, you know, there are special covers over those lights. It's a special type of light so that it doesn't impact your viewing of the stars. If you've never done that, you know, take that trip. Nothing like checking out the volcanoes. Take one of those helicopter tours, you know, watching those lava flows. Oh, man, it is a good deal. Now, in the marketplace, if you listen to the first segment that we did, and actually if you were listening to Tom's show last night, I was lucky enough to do the first show with him, and one of the things that I pointed out to the listeners was on the SPYs. And what I was showing on the SPYs was that yesterday what we did was we tested 3 swing points with lighter volume. You know, you want to talk about a test, a confirmation that, okay, if you can't bust them up, you're going to bust them down. It was really a beautiful test. And what it was doing, folks, it was going out, it was testing the swing point from October 27th. The low out there was 125.96, did 389 million shares, and then the SPYs pulled back. They pulled back to the November 1st day with 414 million shares. Now, November 1st is what we're going to come back and talk to because that's going to be important. Market moves back up, you know, in this little sideways trading range. This consolidation makes a high on November 8th, but does it now with 224 million shares. Then it moves back down for 2 trading sessions. One trading session really moves back up. That was prompted by the full moon cycle that we had, which has lasted about 2 days, if you will. That was that little fuse. And the moves up on the 11th. Does it now with 189 million shares. And what did yesterday do? Yesterday tested the lows of all 3 of those swing points in there. And all those swing points were making lower highs. Just like, you know, we got that little wedge that's going on. In fact, if I draw my line just from the top down to the bottom, I'll do that on both sides here. You know, you can see that just this small little area, you know, that's where we're trading. Now, what's going to be real important is as we come into the swing point from the 11th, and you're going to want to watch what happens when we get to the 123.51 area. That is the high of November 11th, which has 414 million shares. You know, if we don't have enough volume to go in there, then we're going to have this other little real narrow trading range up to the top. But at some point in time here, in the not too distant future, we're going to be busting through one side of this. At this stage, if you start taking a look at volume at the lows versus volume at the highs, well, November 1st, you got 414 million shares. When you came back down on the 9th, you had 336 million shares. How about up at the highs? We had 389 the first time up there, the second time 224. Well, if you're going to go ahead and give volume and say volume is going to tell you what direction you're going in, well, right now, the volume is down towards the bottom. So, and if we take a look at the markets, you got the Dow down 75, the S&P is down 7, and so, you know, expect to see it. Now, what's interesting is you take a look at the bottom of this triangle that it's forming, and you can see, you know, today, okay, if it moves all the way down to the bottom, it'll get real close or get, you know, into the high of November 1st. So the volume today is going to be very important. If we take a look, we've been trading now for almost 2 hours, a little over 2 hours, 72 million shares today in 2 hours of trading. Yesterday, for 6.5 hours, was 158 million. So we do have volume picking up, you know, but is it that 414 million shares? Absolutely not. We would need somebody would have to back up a big boatload. Not that it can't happen, but they'd have to back up a boatload of selling to get in that 414 million share a day. 877-927-6648. Give me a call, folks, or we'll go see what's popping, what's dropping. We'll be back in about 4 or 5 minutes.
Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
Give the gift of silver. This holiday season, TFNN and Great Panther Silver want to give you the gift of silver. From now until December 30th, TFNN will hold a drawing once a day, 5 days a week, business days only, and one lucky entrant will receive one of these beautiful coins that we will mail to whomever you desire. Winning one of these extraordinary coins could not be easier. There's no contest and no gimmicks, just a simple drawing, allowing you to give the gift of silver this holiday season. Go to the front page of TFNN.com for details.
Great Basin Gold is a mining company engaged in the exploration and development of 2 emerging gold properties in Nevada and South Africa with a total resource base of more than 23 million gold ounces. Great Basin's Burnstone mine in South Africa opened in February of this year with a resource of 20 million gold ounces, becoming the first mine to open in the historic Witwatersrand Basin in the last 30 years. The Burnstone mine is projected to have a 25-year mine life and is fully financed with production anticipated to be over 250,000 ounces per year at a cash cost of only $450 per ounce. The Hollister mine in Nevada became fully integrated in the 4th quarter of 2010 with annual production estimates of 110,000 ounces of gold per year over the 8-year mine life at a cash cost of only $527 per ounce. Great Basin Gold is cash flow positive and trades on the Toronto and New York stock exchanges under the symbol GBG.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, we pay you more for converting your jewelry to cash.
Let's go to Brian in New Jersey. Hey, Brian, what's going on?
Hey, Tom, just want to let you know I did give you some jewelry. My jeweler offered me about $650, but you get a check in the mail tomorrow for about $1,200.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, it's all about honesty when converting your jewelry to cash.
Okay, let's go to Paul in Florida first. Hey, Paul, what's going on?
I want to commend you on the Tiger Metal Exchange. I just did a deal with you guys the other day.
Oh, good.
I'm very happy.
Well, I appreciate it. Now, Did you sell us jewelry or did you buy coins off us?
I sold you jewelry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What we weighted at was less than you guys said, so, you're totally honest.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, we give you the tools to value your gold, and it's absolutely free. Call 866-618-8888 or log on to TigerMetalExchange.com. We've created the easiest, safest, and most honest cash for gold process. Tiger Metal Exchange. It's the only call you need to make.
Here's what people are saying about Tiger TV.
Let's go to John in Tampa. Hey, John, what's going on?
Hi, Tom. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. You having a good day out there?
A wonderful day. I love your Tiger TV. I watch it every day. I'm like a kid in a candy store.
Oh, man, I appreciate you out there watching it. How long have you been watching the Tiger TV?
I'm watching almost a month now, and it's wonderful.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Oh, yes, it's cool. You see the charts and everything. Thanks so much for the hard work.
Tiger TV, a great news service from TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by South American Silver Corporation. For more information, just click the South American Silver Corporation banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
Welcome back, folks. Thanks for joining me. And you want to absolutely stay tuned because coming up at 12 o'clock, commercial uninterrupted, is Victor Jones from Thinkorswim. Absolutely one of the best single shows out there for your options trading. So please stay tuned for that. And then the warm-up band for Tom this afternoon is Ken Shreve from 3 to 4. So tune in for that. And then Tom takes it home from 4 to 6. Right now you got the Dow is down 67 points. Not a whole lot of movement since the last segment. The S&P is down almost 6 points. And what I do have up on my screen, if we take a look at what's popping and what's dropping, you got COO, which is the Cooper Company. Now, what you can see that's going on here is that it's going against a swing point from October 20th. Had 2.1 million shares. So far in the first 2 hours of trading, you've done 879,000 shares. So, it looks like it should be busting through there on with some volume. Let me draw this properly here. So what it's doing, it looks like what it's doing is making a confirmed ABC down. Now, that ABC down, if we just simply take a look at the retracement on the B to C leg, what we're going to see is that it was a 0.382 retracement. So it's got a lot of energy down, and you're crossing the B point with volume. Suggests the possibility of possibly more than a 1-to-1 ABC. But if it does just do a 1-to-1 ABC, what it will do is it will be setting up a Gartley buy pattern. Now, so you're going to want to watch the volume. I don't know what this company does, but maybe we'll come back to it and investigate a little bit further. What you do see on this chart here is you see this spike, this volume spike from March 31st, 7.5 million shares. Huge volume, when you take a look at this chart, but no price movement, if you will. So I don't know what occurred on that day out there, but 7.9 million shares, and that went off between a price of 68.38 to a high of 69.45. So very narrow. So not a big holder that's in there. They can't be that happy yet today unless they are out of that position. And but watch this as it gets to the 51.60 area, and what you would want to be doing here, it's also coming to an open gap. So kind of amazing how these ABCs, when you start going to the left side of the chart and you see what it's going against, how oftentimes you'll find either a breakout, an area, and when you have a gap, you have a breakout, if you will. And this breakout, if we go back and we take a look at it, this thing here, the breakout that you did have, the session on December 7th, closed at 59.38, 926,000 shares. Not a hugely traded stock from a liquidity standpoint. The next day, October the 8th, gaps up with 1.9 million shares, more than double the shares. So you have some wide price spread there, and you have some volume behind it. You have another breakout that it's trading into right now. It's going against that area. Now, that breakout goes back to March 4th, 2011. It broke out with 2.3 million shares, and so you're going against that 2.3 million. Again, 916,000 shares. Looks like you're going to bust that area, and then it's going to go down to that next gap there. Let's see if there's another gap here below the 0.786. So, be careful on this one. Don't know that anybody's in Cooper tires, but it is good to take a look at these patterns, how things work, and why it's important to take a look at the left side of the chart after you've done your work, if you will, on the right side of the chart. If we go take a look at what else is dropping out there, you got Sears holding. That symbol is SHLD. We take a look at Sears. What is Sears actually doing here? Sears moved up off of the lows from the September 21st time frame. See if we see. I don't see anything really significant from a volume standpoint. Let me get rid of some of what's out here. Let's see where this thing is retracing back to. And no pattern, just really a straight retracement. You can see how, it came down to that 0.382 area yesterday. The 0.382 retracement from the low of 51.40 all the way up to 83.25 was 70.98. Yesterday, when you had a fairly decent down day in the market, it got down to a low of 70.72. Closed up a little bit higher, but now it's punched through today. It's punching through with some conviction from a wide price spread standpoint, if you will. I'll call it an intermediate, medium price spread at the moment, but it's doing it with some volume in there. So I don't know if retail sales maybe were out earlier, and what you've got 497,000 shares in the first 2 hours of trading. So where could that thing be coming back to? Well, likely the 0.618, more likely the 0.786 area. And, so you maybe, in what you see in that 0.786 area is you see the October 4th time frame. October 4th, you know how we're talking about that. We take a look at Apple. You've got that high volume low there. You don't have really a high volume low here in Sears. Now, what Sears has at that 0.618 level, that 63.41, is a high volume bar, and it was a swing point that was out there. That was from September 16th. So watch Sears. That's SHLD as it pulls back to the 63.41 level. At 63.21, you've got 1.7 million shares. This might be a nice setup if it continues to pull back, if you will, on light volume coming into that. That might be setting up an AB equals CD to the upside. If we go take a look and see what else it is that we've got trading out there, you've got LRN. Let's go see. That's probably one of those educational places. Let me pull up the Mastering Probability Calculator. So the symbol there again was LRN. Probably stands for learn, doesn't it? So LRN, that is the, quickly here, come on, K12. How about that? So K12, let's go take a look and see what's going on there inside that business on a chart standpoint. And, that thing's got some volume coming out of it today. You've got 706,000 shares. You got some wide price spread as well. Let's see what that thing is pulling back into. Well, that's interesting. The last time you had any significant volume on this was on the day of November 8th, where it gapped down. The high on that day was 28.47. He did, let me get this right here. The high on that day was 25.20. Is that right? No. The high on that day was, how about that? The high on that day was, I'm getting at 27.43 million shares. So you got 1 million shares as you come into that area. you know, you want to see it come into that area on lighter volume. Not that I'm necessarily suggesting that you take a trade on this stock here. Anyways, 877-927-6648. If you want me to take a look at something that you're trading, give me a call. We'll be right back, folks.
Yeah, we'll look at them stars and we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
Put the power of the Chapman Wave methodology to work for you. No matter what market you trade, what time frame you trade in, or your trading style, the opening call, Basil Chapman's daily market newsletter, is bursting with the information and trades you need to become a more successful trader.
I've been using Basil Chapman's Chapman Wave methodology for several years now. His Chapman Wave can be used for any time period for not only equities, but futures, currencies, commodities. I've been also a subscriber of his opening call, which I find an invaluable tool to help me analyze the potential of the market each day. He gives you opportunities to go short and long. It includes recommendations on stocks. I strongly recommend people using the Chapman Wave, and I'm very, very strongly support the use of his opening call.
To find out more about Basil Chapman and his Chapman Wave methodology, and to get your 2-week free trial of the opening call, a $64 value, visit tfnn.com today.
Hi, folks. Steve Rhodes here. Tom O'Brien and I need your help. Together, let's change the cash for gold industry once and for all. Now is the time to unleash the game changer, and that's you, folks. We've all seen the power of viral marketing. It's overthrown dictators, and now it's time to rid the thieves in this cash for gold industry. Together, we can change this industry in a heartbeat. You know about our industry-leading payouts, our free tools, our video valuation, and the education that we provide to help folks value their jewelry. Tom and I are experts and the industry's most trusted team. Please join us now by spreading the word to your entire email list. We'll pay you 5% of the total payout, which on average would be $50 per transaction. 100 transactions is $5,000 in your pocket. We'd rather put our marketing dollars in your pocket and more money in your referrals pocket. Go to TigerMetalExchange.com and click on the Become a Partner button to join our team. Let's start a revolution, folks. We can't do it without you. TigerMetalExchange.com, the only click you need to make. Studies show that 10,000 hours is what it takes to achieve outstanding results, unless you use the power of leverage. The power of leverage, folks, is key to attaining outstanding success in your trading and investing. I'm Steve Rhodes, co-host of The Money Masters with Tom O'Brien, seen daily at TFNN.com, and author of Mastering Probability, a daily trading and investment newsletter. Let me take your trading to a new level, a whole new level. Let me teach you the secrets that the real money masters use each and every day to produce consistent financial results. On top of that, I'll transform your life in ways you never thought imaginable. You'll overcome hurdles like an Olympian. Here's the beauty. I'm so certain that I'll transform your life. I'm giving you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Time, folks, something you'll never get back. The time is now to take action. Go to the homepage of TFNN.com and order Mastering Probability. It'll change your life forever.
Homeowners, did you know a burglar could break into your home and get away in just 5 minutes? A locked door may not be enough to keep a thief out of your home. Think about what you can lose, and then think about this. Now you can get a free security system monitored by ADT, the leader in home security. Pick up your phone now and get free hardware, free medical and fire alert, and free activation. It's an $850 value. Just call Protect Your Home, your authorized ADT dealer, at 1-800-949-8207. You'll get 24-hour protection, and there's no cost for parts or activation. So call now about a free security system monitored by ADT. Call 1-800-949-8207. $99 installation charge. 36-month monitoring agreement at $35.99 a month. Call for terms and conditions to this offer and protect your home license numbers. Call now. 1-800-949-8207. That's 1-800-949-8207.
Go long, America! Purchase Tom's best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, your ultimate trading mastery system, before December 31st. You will receive in excess of $300 in trading education.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars and we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together.
we've got a winner in our silver giveaway, our gift of silver giveaway, folks. It's Mr. Reed Barber from Hawthorne, Florida. Reed is not on the line with us, but Reed, congratulations. Folks, this is an amazing program. You know, I was talking about giving the gift of Thanksgiving to somebody, and I really hope that some of you, I hope all of you do that. Man, it would be incredible. But the gift of, you know, there's nothing like the gift that keeps on giving. In this case here, please go over to the homepage of TFNN, sign up for our program, our Gift of Silver program. When you become a winner, what you're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to ship that coin. It's an incredible, beautiful-looking coin. We're going to go ahead and ship that to someone that you choose. So you're going to be giving a gift to somebody, you know, via us, and that is really the way to be able to touch people's lives. So congratulations again, Reed Barber. Thanks for entering the contest. It is just that easy to win. Let's go to Jeff in Massachusetts. Jeff, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding.
Hey, thanks, Steve.
My pleasure.
Looking at DUG.
Yeah.
Or EU.
ERY?
Yeah. Right.
Yep. Well, I got the dug up on my system. So fire away, my co-host from Massachusetts.
Thinking of buying here.
You are? Okay. So, you know, what you've got in the DUG, where it looks like this thing is headed to. So right now, what you want to wait and do is, what the Doug is going into, it's going into that November 9th swing point. Had 2.9 million shares. The low on that is 26.04. High is 27.33. You're trading inside there right now, and you've got 455,000 shares. And you've got 2.9 million at that level. So if I kind of extrapolate that out, you know, here at the noon time frame, doesn't have enough juice right now, you know, to get over it. So wait to see if that rejects itself, you know, in that area. If I put up, I think it's a good trade, and my subscribers and I are in that trade, but we're in at a lower price, if you will. And, you know, where this thing is really gunning towards is the November 1st swing point. It's going to, at least in my opinion, it's going to the low of the 28.39, more likely the high there of $30. But right now you're running into, an area here, and have to do the risk reward, because if you buy that 26 and all you're doing is going at 29, and I take a look at what the average noise is on the DUG, let me just pull that up here real quick for you. And the problem is that if you try to get into a trade and the risk reward isn't in there, the problem is when you get into a trade, you want to make sure, in my opinion, that you can be outside of the average noise of the day, because just simply from volatile standpoint, you can be taken out of the trade, lose your money when it's doing nothing more than just something normal. So the daily range on that is $1.20. So, you know, you would have to have a stop right now underneath at least $25. And so you'd have $1.20 to make 26 to make 28. So to make $1.20 to possibly make $2. You know, wait to see if this thing rejects that area, pulls back a little bit, and get a little bit better entry on that.
And where's the buy on ERY?
ERY. So ERY is the triple of the energy. Is that correct?
That's right.
Okay. So on ERY, you know, you're doing really the same thing. Now, ERY right now, what it's doing is going into the swing point here from November the 9th. The low on that is 11.89. You're trading at 12. Again, you've got a similar problem from a volume standpoint. You know, the ideal trade on that's going to be somewhere around 11.50 or so. Mm-hmm. Okay? But, you know, watch the volume there. Where the ERI does want to get to is that November 1st area, the low there at 13.64. You just want to make sure you get the right reward to risk and make sure that your stop is outside of the daily noise. Thanks for calling. Folks, stay tuned for Victor. I'll see you in the morning.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's new trading newsletter, Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind. In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including